All right. We are live. We are recording. And here we go.
Welcome to the Tom Bernard Show with the family and
Andy Bryant Bernard.
And Kristyn Burtt.
Catherine's still sick, so she won't be on today. Yeah, I thought Brittany was going to be on Thursdays.
No, not this Thursday because we have guests lined up already.
So next week?
Yes.
When I won't be on the show?
Although if we had known that Mom wasn't going to be on, she probably could have come on regardless, I suppose.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. But Jude, oh God, now he's knocking at the door.
Yes, he is.
My life right there.
Scratch.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So,
why is that bathroom door open? I'm going to close it.
Okay. What are we going to do about him? Because he's going to be scratching that door the whole time.
Come on.
Good God.
We just started the show and it's total chaos.
It's complete chaos.
He's a needy dog.
Because he doesn't have Mama. She's in the shower. Mama's in the shower.
Dog, a bathroom, Andy's butt in front of the camera.
Yep, there you go.
All right. Now the show can begin for real.
The show can begin for real. It'll all work out in the end. It's just, I was looking at some stuff this morning, going through something. I had to go get, have you ever heard of this before? Prescription dog food?
Yes. That is actually very common.
Is it?
Yes, for cats and for dogs. Because if they have certain medical needs, they have to have prescription food.
I know when Daisy had a bladder stone. Yeah, she had a bladder stone. We had to get her prescription kidney diet stuff. But I don't get why it's prescription. There's no medicine in it. Why can't we just buy it at the store?
I think they like to make it more expensive and keep it at the vet.
Yeah, I think so.
That's exactly what it is. Because I think a bag of dog food is like $60.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
$61.50, something like that, for one bag of dog food.
Oh, Jude.
Jude,
your baby. You have to get
Jude the baby.
The baby.
But the amazing thing is, KB, is that I go to buy it the first place and they go, oh, no, that's prescription. We can't do that here. I'm like, okay. Well, what should I do? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. So I called Catherine and she set up this other deal, Petco, PetSmart, all these pet things and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. And I had to deal this morning with 5 women, 4 of them.
Sounds horrible.
What?
Sounds horrible.
Well, there you go. 4 of them were, one of them was about probably 40. They, at both stores, they acted like I was being a massive pain in the ass because I needed some advice. I mean, they were literally upset that they had to deal with me. It's like, what? I'm here to spend $60 on a bag of dog food, and you treat me like this.
Well, I mean, they're not getting the $60.
Well, they're getting a paycheck out of it. But finally, thank God, this one woman, she looked to be about maybe 40, maybe 40, I would say. Could not have been nicer, more helpful, just the greatest. Young people, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. They get so oh my God, I don't want to help anybody. What's your job to help people? I don't know if you know that or not. That's your job title.
You know what it is, though, too? And I think about this a lot because I had someone who mentored me with a lot of this. If you don't get the good customer service training or you don't get that good mentorship, that good leadership training, it's just a job. It's just like you have no purpose. You're like, I'm just here for the paycheck and you don't care because the companies are probably making cuts left and right, not caring about the employees. But I've worked for companies. I've worked on both sides of it where people don't care about you whatsoever and people rarely actually care and invest in you. And when they invest in you, guess what? People show up. And I'm not just saying show up physically to the job, but people mentally show up to the job too.
Yeah.
And then that translates to customer service, which translates to better business.
Well, it's so funny because yesterday, and it was at a Target store. It wasn't Target's fault. Don't get me wrong. It had nothing to do with Target. I went to Target to get some stuff for Catherine because she's sick. But in any case, I get there and I'm looking for what's that stuff called again? NyQuil or something?
Mm-hmm.
can sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Before I got to the aisle, I came up and there was a man and a woman standing in line, and the line kind of crossed over the aisle. And I stopped before I got there and I said, "Good morning." And they said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Not too bad." I said, "I'm going to do something that's really unusual. So I just want you to be comfortable with the fact because it's going to be really, really unusual." And they said, "Okay." And I said, "Excuse me." And they started laughing. They knew exactly what I was talking about. People cut in front of you, almost step on your feet. They never say, "Excuse me." Never.
Yeah.
What happened to the world? No courtesy anymore.
I think everyone's just in their own bubble now too, and they're just
Yes,
it revolves around their bubble. That's it.
But my mother would be pissed off at me from the grave. I'll tell you that if I
Sure.
wasn't polite. "Oh, Michael
Surprise
Bryant's
guest.
with us. Look at
Yeah,
that.
well,
You got to go.
how are you?
Are you going to have to come and go?"
Yeah, I'm going to be real quick because I'm in between depositions.
That's
So
what I
with that
thought.
trial
too.
next week.
Would
the
you then
trial
like
next
to
week.
interview? Would you like to interview Kristyn Burtt? Because I've never heard
Oh,
you do it.
of course. So, Kristyn, have you caught up at all on Tulsa King?
I haven't caught up
He
on
be-
Tulsa King. What are you thinking?
He became a mathematician last week.
Yeah.
Sylvester, wait. Sylvester Stallone became a mathematician.
Yeah. They threw out these numbers on the number of barrels and how many bottles you could get in the barrels, and within like 2 seconds, he's like, "Well, that's $8 billion or whatever the total was." And it's like, okay, AI, there, Sylvester. So it's quite the funny.
Little bit suddenly has a calculator for a brain. And
8 billion, or was it 1 billion times 8? I could do that
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty,
yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
And then the other one was the Powers. I watched the first 2 episodes of that Gary Powers show that's on Apple.
Oh,
I think it's on Apple. Yeah. So, or maybe it's Hulu. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. But that released 2 episodes right off the bat. And now the next one's on Tuesday or Monday. We'll see where it goes.
Chad Powers.
Chad Powers.
Chad Powers.
That's
yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Hulu.
Chad Powers.
Gary Powers was an American airline pilot who served in
That was the guy with the espionage, wasn't he? The
1960 U-2 incident.
There
Yep.
you go.
Chad Powers is Glenn Powell. So
That's
Yeah.
different.
with his goofy, like weird wig that he's got on, that it's hard to get past that.
Totally
Yeah, well,
different.
it explains why. I mean, there's an explanation on why he's doing what he's doing. It'll be interesting to see how long the little spoof goes on until somebody catches him, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see because, Glenn has really tried to set himself up as like the next big movie star. I'm curious to see how he translates on Hulu.
Where's he from, or what's his background?
I think he's a Texas boy because I feel like he left Los Angeles and I think he moved back to Texas. So
You're talking about Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell, yeah.
He was born in Austin.
Yeah, he just moved back to Texas. He made a big deal out of leaving Los Angeles, but it wasn't because of the reasons that any of like the news media would cover. But he just said, you know what, I needed just to get back to my family, kind of back to my roots, and have a sense of community, and spend time with all of them. But he's buddy with Tom Cruise. Obviously, they did Top Gun together, but he really is trying to model his career somewhat after Tom Cruise. So I'm curious to see what his career looks like in the next 5 to 10 years.
That'd be pretty cool. I got to tell you one thing, that every year, a couple of times every year, 2-3 times, we run into Sylvester Stallone at the Breakers. And in person, he couldn't be a nicer guy. He's very pleasant. I mean, he doesn't want to like wave people over to the table or anything, but he's a very, very pleasant guy. And to watch him on TV now, I guess after you meet someone in person, that kind of changes because they actually became a real person to you rather than just an image. That makes
You
sense.
live in LA. Everyone's just grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And,
with no makeup and their hair up, to the point that you go, did I go to school with them? Did I work with them in New York? And then you realize, oh, no, that's the girl from Hulu, or that's the girl from Netflix.
No, I just, honest to God, though, it's just, it does change I mean, it's not like I've become friends with Sylvester Stallone. I just would say hello and he'd say hello back or whatever. But Alex, apparently, she's run into him a few times, hasn't she, Andy?
I mean, once that I know of. But
Well, I thought it was a few times.
We tell this story at least once a week, Tom.
What? So we don't tell that story once a week.
We do. We've lately. Lately,
do.
we've been telling the Alex is really good buddies with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, exactly. I do like to make that part up. But in any case, I do. Yeah, Tulsa King is a really, really good show. Probably. Do you think, Michael, it's for everybody, or?
I think it's been really schmaltzy and really like exactly what's going to happen as of late. I mean, we'll see, because Sheridan does a decent job of coming up with surprises, but I don't know. It seems pretty formulaic, and then I kind of chuckle at the speeches they give Sly or things that they do to make Sly look good all the time. And
he probably has it in his contract, because he's a writer himself, so I bet Sylvester's like, I want like one good monologue an episode, or
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, and it's funny, because have you watched this season yet, Tom?
I've watched just one episode so far. There's 2 out so far, right? Right.
There's 2 out, and there's a great evil who's eliminating people with just a sleight of hand. And then this past week he goes after one of the main characters, and it just, you can guess what happens. I won't spoil it, but it's very, people are bad until a point, and then they stop being as bad as they were. But it's I'll kill anybody but certain people.
Kristyn, do you think it's the world is? I mean, obviously, for my generation, it's a completely different deal. But watching television now is like, could you just tell me where channel 4, 5, 9, and 11 are now? Because I have
no,
that's never coming back.
That's done. Those days are over. And in fact, you look at Gen Z, because a lot of them are now adults. They're not, it's Gen Alpha. That's the young kids. And Gen Z, they don't even own televisions. They're not buying physical TVs. They will watch it on their mobile, their tablet, their laptop, whatever it is. But they'd prefer not to have a TV in their house.
Well, I'm an older millennial, and there was a period in my life, probably a solid 6-7 years long, that I did not turn my TV on. I had one, but I just did not use it. Like you said, when I wanted to watch something, it was on my computer. I don't know. I still don't really, the only time we turn our TV on is for Ethan, or like when we want to play a game. That's about it.
Yeah, we don't turn our TV on very often. And if I watch screeners, because I have to do that almost daily for my job, I watch it on my laptop. They send me the screener. The link is there. It's easy to do. And
that's your TV, though. It looks better.
Sure. But oftentimes I'm just like, I'm doing my work. I'm juggling multiple things. I'm like trying to write down questions. It's easier on my laptop.
Yeah, have it on the background on the other screen, on the second screen while you do stuff.
Second screening. I mean, you know what I find really interesting is that even Dancing with the Stars, they are now talking about second screen experience. And they're telling that to the audience, because they've attracted so many Gen Z and Gen Alpha viewers now that they're saying second screen Dancing with the Stars. Make sure you're on TikTok watching our behind the scenes footage. And they're literally saying second screen.
Mm-hmm. God, are all screeners now links?
Yes. You can physically ask for media, but it's a special request now when it comes to at least award show season. When it comes to me watching something ahead of a premiere, always a link.
Huh. What if you ask for it as media? Well, how do you get it? What form do you get it in?
It'll be a DVD.
A DVD. Okay.
I don't even know, because I don't ask for them anymore, because they used to pile up between Bill and I. We would have Television Academy, Screen Actors Guild. It was crazy. And it was too much. It was just wasteful.
Well, Tom, didn't you at one point used to get VHS tapes?
Oh, yeah. So absolutely. When I was working at Capitol Records. Yep.
Yeah. SAG, during the SAG Awards, they used to send out VHS tapes. We would have, Tom, I don't know if you remember this, but like boxes and boxes would arrive during award show season every day. You would see your mailman, the UPS guy, the FedEx guy, they were all dropping things off. And I don't know if people realize this, when it's Television Academy, when they were sending out physical media, they'd send you the full season, and it was huge boxes.
was.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, probably like what 3 episodes per VHS tape. I mean, they can't hold that much. So
Yeah, I mean, they were on DVD at the point when I joined the
Oh,
TV Academy.
yeah.
But if it was, say, 20th Century Fox, they would have, let's say, 10 TV series that were in contention. So I'd have 10
Yeah.
different libraries of those shows.
Yep.
Wow.
God, you're bringing me some great memories when the 8 tracks first came out for your car, the little cassette tapes that you'd push into the whatever it was.
The deck or
8-track
whatever.
player.
Yeah, the deck, whatever.
What was an 8-track? I never interacted with 8 tracks in my life.
Well, good. You're very,
They had
very
a
lucky.
cool sound to them. Like they would go,
Yep.
The clicking, I know about the clicking.
Yeah.
clicking was amazing. That's great
And-
ASMR.
They weren't little at all. They were other than an album, they were probably the biggest thing that you
Oh, yeah,
get.
the
They were
big 8
thick,
tracks.
and they were like a small book, like a Hardy Boys book.
Yeah. The thing I really hated about that, though, you'd be listening like Led Zeppelin. You know you shook me, and then it would fade out, click, and then it would fade back in.
Mhm.
You'd have to click like 4 times during every song. I was like, this is not a good way to listen to music in your
Why would
car.
it do that?
Because they didn't have enough room on those old 8-track, the gigantic 8-track cassettes.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have enough room on there. It had to click over.
8 tracks had about 80 minutes of playtime. So if an album was longer than 80 minutes, they'd have to truncate
Well,
the
no, but
songs.
this was Michael will know this. You'd only get through if it was like a Led Zeppelin song, 10 minutes. You'd get through maybe 4 minutes of it before it would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They'd have to truncate them.
yes. They
Oh.
would.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin would have songs that were 80 minutes long.
That's
You know, well,
so
that's
funny.
true. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true,
some
too.
Grateful Dead songs. You can put one song on an 8-track.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
When was the transition between 8-track and cassette
Cassette?
tapes?
The
Let's
early
see.
70s.
Let's see.
Was it early 70s or early 80s?
Cassette tape was the most popular audio format from 83 to 91.
There you
Oh,
go.
So it would
80s.
have been
Wow.
late 70s, maybe
Yep.
early 80s before people started really using them.
And when 8-tracks were around, were people still using vinyl at that time or
I
was there
think
a major overlap between those two? I
Well,
guess
8-tracks was mid 60s to early 80s. So, I mean, definitely.
yeah.
But 8-tracks were mainly for cars, weren't they? I mean, that was
I think
because you
yeah.
couldn't do albums in cars, but people at home, I think, were still doing albums. That was the main people went to record store. I mean, record stores were loaded with albums at that point.
I remember we had like a home stereo that did have an 8-track player in it,
Oh, yeah.
but also had a turntable, of course, and it was a radio. So I
Wow.
think it was like a 3-in-1. I don't think it had a cassette player though. We eventually upgraded, but that's where I remember like the click sound.
I have to go play greeter for
Yeah,
a
he's
bit.
got it.
I'll be right back.
Have somebody coming in,
Then-
no question about it.
Then you'd get CD players, and
Oh yeah,
now
definitely.
we're down to just links. We're just getting links.
We're back to vinyl at our house, so we have a record
Oh,
player.
I love vinyl.
Yeah, it's so
I
great.
loved vinyl very, very well. Again, working at Capitol Records, it was such a wonderful deal. And speaking of that, did I tell you about the Paul McCartney tickets? I don't remember if I brought
I
that up
don't
to you.
think so.
So a few years ago, Catherine and I went to see Paul McCartney. So I bought tickets front row center. We were about from me to where you are now, about 10, 12 feet away from the stage. And McCartney, of course, spent most of the time staring at Catherine, which I didn't appreciate. But in any case, we were watching the show and all the rest of it, and it went really well. We just absolutely loved it. And, so he's coming back to town, I think, about a month or two, something like that, Mike?
I think that's about right.
Yeah, McCartney's got, hello, how you doing? McCartney's coming back. So I said, well, I'll surprise Catherine with some tickets, right? I'll buy a couple of tickets and we can go see blah, 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 blah. And then I had to explain to Catherine, we're not going to go see Paul McCartney in our old seats. 2 seats, front row center,
Oh.
$80.
Well,
$80.
No, it's what?
40,000 per ticket.
wait.
No, it was
Wait.
it was like 20 grand per ticket. So it was $40,000.
Oh, you said $80. I was like,
Yeah, he
oh,
said
no,
80.
I was like 80. I was like, that sounds like such a good deal. Why
Yeah.
didn't you get them?
Why couldn't you afford that, Tom?
I'm still, honestly, guys, $20,000 a ticket.
Wow.
$40,000 to go see
Yeah,
Paul
that's-
McCartney. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
nothing in the world I would pay $20,000 to see.
No.
I guess the
No.
future, maybe. Or like
That's
Powerball numbers. You want to show me those? I'll pay $20,000 for them.
I tell you, when Nana's not on the show, it's the dog knocking on the door. It's the this.
Jude is a
Nana,
mess.
She's complete controller of all of this, and I've lost my way.
Yeah, maybe I should just go lock him in her room.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably not a bad idea. Why don't you introduce yourself?
You got that box on?
You can hop on. Well, you don't have it on yet. When you do, that'll be fine.
Oh, there we go. Hi, I'm Jason Schommer.
There we go.
Nice to see
It
you.
was Louis Anderson's opening act for
Yeah.
many, many years.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
Oh
yeah.
God, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you see who's sitting right here.
Yeah.
Yes, Louis.
There he is.
It's Louis right there. I really miss him so much, and we'll get into that later. And I promise to move on, Kristyn, because I know you got a lot to talk about. But that man and my mother were unbelievable together, because he would always come and spend time with my mother, even when she was put into a home at like 85 years old. He would go to the home and sit there and talk to her. And then of course, the 80-year-olds would come over. Are you Louis Henderson? It was very exciting for them. But, that's a great thing about life. When you can do things like that, that's wonderful. But, yeah, we have Louis right here behind me. He's always looking over my shoulder.
Yep. There he is.
No question about it. So what else is happening in your world, Kristyn Burtt?
Well, we have official numbers of what it cost Disney to cancel. I say that in air quotes, Jimmy Kimmel for a couple of days or a week or whatever it wound up being. They lost 1.7 million paid subscribers over Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. So that wound up being a big number.
Oh, that is a big number. You're absolutely right.
Big number.
I don't know.
Yeah, but outrage boycotts like that, they're going to come back next month, and you know it.
It depends. That's the thing, because they have raised the price. The price increase
That
is
is
coming.
true, yeah. Yep.
And for people, if they realize, you know what, the last couple of weeks have been okay without my Hulu subscription or my Disney Plus subscription. I think sports may be a harder one for people to stay away from, especially if their team is playing in the season. But I would say if they're thinking, you know what, I don't think the price increase is worth it, they're not going to come back.
No.
And that's really where, that was a 436% increase in churn, which is, people that, subscribe and then unsubscribe consistently. That's a huge number for them. So, and that really was what led them. The bottom line was money that led them to go, okay, we'll put Jimmy back on the air.
Yeah. But he's terrible, I think. He's a terrible host.
But
Actually,
it doesn't matter, though. Like, I think the point of all of this, and I think the point of why people canceled, though, you're not going to convince anyone. If you hated Jimmy Kimmel, you're still going to hate Jimmy Kimmel. If you liked him, you liked him. But I think it was the point of, like, all of us, because we're all collectively voicing our opinions here, even on your podcast, having that freedom to do that.
Actually, I'm kind of the Johnny Carson. I don't do it. Johnny never, ever allowed that on his show. I suppose guests did it, but he had no interest in talking about politics on his show. That was very smart, I thought.
But that's a bygone era, unfortunately.
Oh, it's definitely.
Unfortunately.
No question about it. But, that's another thing I should mention, by the way, because I'm of that age where, you watch TV as a little kid. We had the first television. My dad hadn't gone off the deep end yet and gone nuts, so he bought one of the first TVs that I'd ever even heard of, and the people would come over and watch it, and I would be fascinated watching it, because the screen was about this big back then. The case itself to hold the television screen was about the size of a refrigerator, but the screen was about that big, and it was a bizarre. It was kind of cool, because you're like, wow, look at this in the house. It's pretty amazing, but it was not anywhere near as nice as it is now. I'll tell you that.
Well, there you go.
No, he's talking to me anymore. I get it.
No. You're always talking to me, Tom.
Oh, you are talking to me right now?
Of course.
But I mean, those are great memories. TV has always been a very big thing because there was no TV until I was 3 or 4, something like that. And then after that, it just got better and better and better and better. And we ended up, a couple of places where we lived put a full theater-sized screen in our house. That was very, very cool. Well, this is a nice screen here, but that screen was probably 4 times as big as this one. But yeah, I mean, you guys still watch a lot of television, or are you very selective what you watch?
Very little, almost
Very
none.
Yeah.
None?
Yeah,
I'm
I watch
I'm
a lot
watching
less.
what I can. Yeah, I watch what I can, and
Yeah.
new stuff comes out, and I usually watch a decent percentage of the new stuff that comes out. So, some things I miss, and then it's like I go back at some point. There's a couple out there that I've completely missed altogether, and I've got to decide whether I want to do the 4 or 5 years worth of back
Catching up. Yeah,
let
it's
it
hard.
go.
Well, and I think too, for me, it's my job. So I do it during work hours. And then oftentimes the last thing I want to do is sit down again in front of a
Yeah.
screen and watch more TV. So I usually just kind of like hang out. Getting away from a screen is good.
I should re-reference something because it's not just Jimmy Kimmel. I think all the hosts now are terrible. But again, Johnny Carson was the best of all time. That's probably the problem. I mean, he was so good at that.
Just a different time of how we viewed television, the limited options we had, of course, and a different climate. And, now, I mean, I was reading someone just said, social media ruined everything, which it did, because we all have an opinion and we're all like quick to like run to whatever our favorite platform is and offer our opinion, whether people want to hear it or not. And then people fight in the comments and then we start all over again.
Well, that's true. That did change television quite a bit. But I don't know. It goes all the way back to David Letterman, but I had to deal with David Letterman a couple of times. Did you ever have to deal with him, Kristyn?
I did not. And I was a big Letterman fan back
Yeah.
when I was like in college. I used to love to watch his show. But after his whole like intern, we had the affair with the intern scandal.
Yep.
I couldn't look at him the same way.
Yes,
I
exactly.
couldn't, because he
Yep.
was coming on air and presenting himself as one thing. And there was so much mess going on behind the scenes that someone who I'd really enjoyed for so long, I was like, oh my gosh, it was all a lie. It just was all a lie.
Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. I had to deal with him a couple of times in person. He was not a friendly guy in person at all.
He's
Unless, of course, I was
curmudgeonly.
an intern, then he might have been nice to me.
If you had been a cute intern, yeah.
He would have been much nicer to me. But
And and it's power dynamics and stuff like that, preying upon someone who was in her 20s at the time. And
oh God,
if it had been this era, it probably would have been a sexual harassment lawsuit. So you would have spoken up differently, even if she willingly entered the affair, because he was married. He's still married, but I think
she
also
was married, or he was.
He was married with a child, and she was engaged or in a long-term relationship with someone who worked at another network. I think he worked for CBS at NBC, whatever. It was someone who was also in the media business, but he blackmailed David Letterman. The boyfriend blackmailed David Letterman and said, if you don't give me X amount of dollars, extorting money out of him, then I'm going forward with this. And then, of course, David Letterman had to go to his lawyers and the whole thing unraveled. And then he went on air and was like, this has been happening. And people thought it was a joke. If you go back and listen to his speech, you hear the audience go, like thinking, what is this? Very awkward to go back and listen to it.
Yeah,
Well, I got to go play lawyer. Take care.
Speaking of extortion.
Yes, pay lawyer. You got to play lawyer, and she's got to go pay her lawyer.
Yep.
So that's that. Any closing words, Kristyn Burtt?
Maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow because it's kind of juicy. Lionel Richie has a new memoir that's out called Truly.
Oh,
so
God.
I think we should probably do that. But if anyone's looking for, this is for Andy especially, Charlotte's Web has a new animated series on HBO Max.
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, it's a new animated version. Cynthia Erivo, Gene Smart, Amy Adams are all doing voices for it. So it's out today.
There you have it. Well, magnificent report today. I appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, our downloads have basically since we moved into this place, they kind of doubled or tripled, Andy, haven't they?
I don't know about tripled, but
Well, doubled.
they've certainly, well, the YouTube, I mean, God, our YouTube videos were getting like 100 views on a good day.
And now it's like,
but I mean, like
thousands.
I expected YouTube to get a lot more popular once we went live on it. And
Yeah,
especially the
yeah.
new shot, it looks a lot better than the old,
Yeah, it does.
just all of us sitting in a conference room kind of thing.
Yeah, so basically with no promotion whatsoever, the show's getting bigger, which we really like. It's a good thing.
Amazing. You need
All
to
right.
get on TikTok. We're waiting for that.
Yeah, I still do have to get on TikTok, don't I?
You do.
I'm on X and pissing everybody off. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good one, you guys.
You too.
Bye.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Who else is coming in today?
Jimmy,
Is Jimmy here? Because I did see somebody.
probably, yes.
I saw somebody walk by and cast
He
their
probably let
shadow.
himself in.
Was he out there schmoozing with Catherine?
He's probably just like
I can hear a
waiting.
voice. Okay, well, we'll bring him in. We'll drag him in here. That'll be good. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. When it comes to banking, it's all about trust, and that's what you get with them. They've been around since 1998. They've always made it clear they're here to give you a better banking experience with a focus on the local community. And you won't be dealing with some AI chatbot. You'll get straight answers, quick decisions from real people that know you and your situation and are always ready to help. So if you're tired of the big national banks and want something better, stop by and see my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Never seen you looking so bad now.
I thought we could stand up to intro yourself. Is that what you're doing there? I'm a big deal.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming. Have a seat. No, I was getting it because last time they gave me crap for my socks being too high. See my socks. Today I got the conies on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your socks were too high.
Well, I was sitting there and they could see my socks. They said,
so
Horrible.
your chatbot people they're good. I like it.
Oh, the
It's good.
chatbot people are very nice. There's no question about that.
Hi. Sorry to
What?
nothing. You're coming back to your show. I interrupted that by standing
No,
up.
I don't worry about any of that stuff. You remember the people I used to work with? I barely got to talk on my own show, for Christ's sake.
That was a guy you got to work with.
Oh, Louis. Yes. That's the one thing I got to tell you. Out of all the years, I mean, now basically 40 years of dealing with everybody that came through. And the one I love to bring up to Catherine is Jane Fonda came into studio with Peter Falk. It was Jane Fonda, Peter Falk, and somebody else. I wonder why I can't think of anybody, the other guy's name, because it's Jane Fonda and Peter Falk. So that was pretty cool. But she stayed for like 4 hours doing the morning show back when I used to actually go into the studio.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
But she was comfortable. She was having a good time.
She was having a good time. And at the very end, she comes over, gives me a hug and kiss on the cheek. And I'm like,
Ooh.
Catherine, I might not be coming home tonight. Catherine hates when I bring that up. I think it's hilarious.
Did Louis ever do that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. No, I will tell you what, though, and I'll move on, I promise.
Yeah, sorry.
But Jane Fonda in person is better looking than she is on the movie screen. She's a stunningly beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's
very
aged pretty well, too.
Yeah. She's a very nice person. She's politically nuts like all Hollywood people are, but all Hollywood people and the state of Minnesota This play. Let me ask you that as a politician.
Let's talk about comedy. Let's.
I'm not
You're the hot
go
seat
after
over
you.
there.
Look, I know plenty of Democrats who are old-fashioned Democrats, just very nice people and all the rest of it, and the old-fashioned Republicans. I kind of like that center deal. That's
Sure.
very nice. These extreme ends on both sides, it's like, calm down.
Yeah.
Why are they getting so worked up about everything?
The thing that I see in that statement is there's a lot. I hear a lot of people like you that are in that center, but won't tell their friends on the far sides to calm down. Like the ones that
won't? I do it on about 10 times a day.
They would rather not say it and then engage because they don't want to either upset the friendship or is it really going to help? Whatever the attitude is, that they don't stand up and say whatever, because there's so many topics you could go with.
Yeah.
Name it: guns, marijuana,
Yeah.
state taxes, income, whatever. There's tons of political topics they could talk about. But to get to the middle is surely going to be a tough road to hoe if nobody's doing it. No one's.
Yeah.
My friends I'm watching out there, they're just going on news and saying it's like that. It's not helping.
That's not helping.
And I know you're right. Right?
Jason, is that harder to do comedy now because people are so touchy about everything?
Yes and no. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a
political.
There you go.
Right? I'll be running for office very soon.
Very good.
I'm not a political comedian to begin with, so it's easy for me to steer clear of all of it.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting, especially after the whole Charlie Kirk assassination.
Yeah.
You just think about it because you're on stage, and if you say something about it, it's like you don't know who's in the audience and how they're going to react.
Sure.
Not necessarily saying that they're going to shoot the comedian on stage, but a fight could easily break out.
Oh yes.
And and you kind of have to take into consideration of like, well, where's the show at? Is it an area that's more liberal or conservative?
Yeah.
Kind of like trying to figure out and navigate who the audience is. And
you don't sound like an edgy comic. Like you're gonna lead that edge on that. You're gonna wait for 2 years and start talking about the Epstein files now.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're
probably
not gonna...
10 years to be safe. No, I talk about water aerobics. So
there you go.
Yeah.
You do them?
Oh yeah.
All summer. Just close the pool.
Oh, I go
We got a lot in common.
to the
Let's
community
talk.
center.
Let's talk.
My nemesis Connie.
My nemesis. There you go. So where'd you grow up?
Little Falls.
Did you really? I was born in Long Prairie.
Long Prairie, yeah.
Just side by side,
Side by side, central Minnesota.
No question about it. Yeah, Long Prairie, Minnesota.
I got my great aunt from Little Falls grew up there.
See?
And she
Look at
answered
this,
an
all
ad
four of us.
answered an ad in the paper in 1930 something. And she answered the ad in the paper and she took a bus. Her parents put her on a bus at 17 and she drove to New Prague, and she got a job working as a bus girl living upstairs of this family-run restaurant. And she ended up marrying the guy who tapped the kegs, which was my great-grandpa or great-uncle, and never left Little Falls. Like got on a bus in 19 whatever and never went back. Yeah,
never
totally.
went back.
I mean, she went
What
back
was-
for
What was the
visits.
name? What was the family name?
He was a Burkowski, and there were two pair of skis. What was Helen's maiden name? Wojciechowski.
Wojciechowski.
Wojciechowski
Is that a British name?
and Borkowski. So when they came in, there were a pair of skis.
Where'd you come up with Francis after all that Polish stuff?
My mom married up the hill to
Yeah, there you go.
to the city. That's a funny story too. My dad drove by the first time. My mom said, "We're all Irish." I'm a Moriarty because that's what she was when she was born, grown a Moriarty. Went down to the family farm in New Prague, and the box said Borkowski. And my dad looks at her and says, "You're not full blown Irish." And she's like, "I'm good enough, half enough, or whatever."
Close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Close enough.
It all works out in the end. I just
How's comedy in Little Falls? I mean, do you still do it up there?
I do. I do 4 shows a year in my hometown.
Oh, do you
at
really?
The Arts Center, the Great River Arts Center.
That's
And
nice.
we have a great time. We just roll into town and laugh, and
That's fun.
the town turns out for it. And
And you got the inside jokes about the old Mrs. What's her name and
East Side versus West Side, all of it.
A lot of that. I don't know. It just I used to love going up there because, you know, we'd go up there a couple of times, 2-3 times a year, because all my grandparents, well, my grandmother and then my grandfather and his wife, my grandmother, they lived up there until they died, you know, so to go up there was a very big deal. I mean, it was like, ooh, but I haven't been there in years. And the last time I was there, I had a really tough time because I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, it's hard. when you
I
don't
mean,
speak
that
Spanish.
that whole town is very Spanish now.
Which town?
Long Prairie.
Oh, I haven't been out that way.
Was it Highway 24 from Little Falls? Something like that?
27.
27, there you
Yeah,
go.
27.
I know it was one of those.
Yeah.
Yep, the main artery there through Morrison County.
So
that-
in Little Falls, do they have a community pool? Like, did
No.
you start your aerobics, water aerobics, and that stuff?
No,
you
just
started-
when I got to the big city.
got the big city. That's when you discovered.
Yep.
The
water
It's just like,
aerobics.
I was like, wow, what is this? We can exercise in a pool?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Twin Cities,
There
Jason.
you go, baby. When did you decide you wanted to be a comedian?
I never actually wanted to do it at all. It
Oh,
was
you
never
didn't?
it was never a consideration.
So you threw you out of the house, that's the idea?
Well, I went to college for theater. That was my
Oh,
dream. I
okay.
wanted to direct
All right.
a musical on Broadway. That was what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And right out of college, I actually got an internship on the Rosie O'Donnell show.
Did you really?
I did. Mhm.
She's on
And,
TV a lot these days. I don't know if you know that or not.
Rosie. That was
Yeah.
like the show back then. That was
Back-
like if you
it
got
was beating Oprah in the
Yes,
ratings.
right.
Like
It
there was
was,
nothing
yeah.
bigger.
and it was
on
fun
TV.
and it was back to the old kind of Carol Burnett-esque like
Yes,
shtick.
the whole kind of old school talk show.
Yeah.
You know, like no politics, nothing
Yeah.
controversial, just celebrities come on, they do a little funny
Yep.
game.
Yep,
You know, like I remember
exactly.
one episode when I was working there, Celine Dion was on promoting,
yeah.
you know, because it was the Titanic and all that. And Richard Simmons was the other guest.
He's a great guy.
And he was obsessed with her. Do you know what I mean? And so like
Of
this whole
course.
space, it was like TV magic though, because he was promoting a cookbook. And so they
The
had all
greatest.
of the food laid out, you know, prepared. And Rosie said something about not liking something, like it was like lemon or something. Like she's like, oh, I don't care for that. He literally took it and like threw it across the studio. You know what I mean? And so she's just like, what are you doing? And then he grabbed Celine and was carrying her around the studio. He just like scooped her up and the way they went. And so it was like this old school kind of like just fun, lighthearted, you know, kind of vibe that doesn't really exist anymore.
Where does
Donnell
she
in the
live?
chat came
sorry.
in late and would like you to introduce yourself once more. And why don't you both, actually?
All right. I'm comedian Jason Schommer.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Francis, current mayor of South St. Paul.
Uh-huh.
Current
How long
mayor.
have you been mayor?
I just got reelected, so 9 years. This is my it's on my 9th year.
Wow.
Is it
Can we
two-year deal?
talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
Because here's
It's
the
like
thing.
a comedy show too.
In my hometown, Little Falls, I have been angling to get a street named after me for a very long time, and the
Mm.
mayor is resistant.
Why?
Because I think there might be a little bit of jealousy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You know what I
Are you
mean?
guys classmates or are you?
No, it's
No.
just, you know, I'm kind of a big deal in that area.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, and he's the
and
mayor,
he's
so he's like,
controversial.
I should have
you know.
a street before you should
Yeah.
have a street.
And so we were doing an event and he was there and I brought it up in front of everyone and he started the negotiation. He's like, well, maybe you could do a parking lot. We could have a parking lot named after you. And I was like, absolutely not. And so
That's not enough.
we're up to an
Well, yeah.
alley at this point.
Okay.
Do you know
An
what I mean?
alley. There
An
you go.
alley. But so I've been thinking about it.
It's pretty fun.
Since he's hesitant to do it, I'm thinking of running for mayor myself.
Oh,
Like I'll just come in and take the city. Like you could have given me a street
Just get
and
the
you
title.
said no, so now I'll just come and take
Welcome
the
to
whole
Jason
city.
Falls.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
Jason. No, you can. It's fun. You should if you want. If you want help. The other, I think, if you proposed what they have is not changing a street name, but a memorial, which is on top of the street, so they don't have to change the name. You can just say, you know what,
Yep.
this is the street I grew up on. Can it be my
I
honorary
want a
road?
fancier street. I want
Yeah,
something
and
with
bring them
landscaping.
bring them
Curb
actually
appeal.
the language. We have one in our city. I'm happy to send it to you. You just sit it and say you could put this in your ordinance, and then we
Hey.
could get a street name.
Smart, because then it makes it easy for them.
Yeah.
You can just stamp it.
And there's
approve it.
probably others in Little Falls who would, that
Oh.
could bestow some, and others would say, hey, the only thing is you got to pay for it. So you got to pay for the signs. You got to pay
Yeah.
for
It
the
would be
whatever.
worth it though.
Of course, it's not that much, but
You know,
You know.
all the revenge of my classmates.
that's really.
Could you
nice.
imagine my enemies having to drive down Schomer Lane every day?
yeah, but you don't seem like you have enemies though.
You'd be surprised.
I gotta be honest with you, though. Schommer Lane's a good name for a
Shomer
street.
Lane.
The
Yeah.
theater guy's got enemies up
It does
there.
have a
huh?
ring, doesn't it?
It does have a great ring.
Where does
And have you ever met anybody in the entertainment business that doesn't have enemies? Because I
Yeah,
never
really.
have. They all do. We all do.
What, from high school? Like, you still got those? I suppose.
where does
I got them. I got haters. What am I talking about?
where does mayoral naming power end? Like, can you just like snap your fingers and rename the city?
No.
No.
We're a city of a second class, so we're run by a home rule charter, which means our charter spells out what everybody does, and it takes no. You have to have 4 yeses to get anything done, and the city administrator runs the day-to-day operations.
So you don't have any like dictatorial powers.
I could get a consensus and have a majority vote to do something and take action, but then it's based on what's the charter say? Is that do we have that authority or don't we? That's not something you can say that we have authority on because it's at the state, it's at the county, it's at the whatever level that's not ours.
You know,
It's like gun control.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to put stuff in guns in your cities, it's fruitless because it's the federal that needs to do that because
Oh,
we
yeah.
can't enforce it.
Yeah.
There's no way to enforce it. And as much as you take actions on some of those things, you can't. Our role is the health and safety, the water and roads,
Infrastructure.
and and keeping our city solvent so that we're not broke. That's our
good
job.
thing.
Yeah.
You tell Governor Walz that. Let's try not to go broke.
I don't like to tell anybody. I mean, you would think a guy in that position knows the role, but and even some of the others that are, but I think they take some liberties with words that,
Yeah, probably.
take it down a direction that's like, well, I never did that, but I talked like that or I wanted that,
Do you think, and this is for everybody out there and in this room, I just cannot believe, and I had a discussion, I found out that I didn't even know this, but our dog is, he just turned 14, Andy, or he's about to turn
No, I
14?
think he's 12 or 13.
Yeah, it's 13, but I think he turns 14 very soon.
I don't know when his birthday is actually.
I think after the first of the year, but I'm not really sure.
it's a lot old.
But I did not know that older dogs, some of them have to take prescription food. It's got a prescription. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
$61 a bag, by the way.
And they're not huge bags either.
They're not.
You can say, how long does the bag last?
Yeah, people in the chat were like, I wish I paid $60 for a bag. Well, yeah, you're probably buying those like 80-pound bags. These
But
are
you-
what, like 20 maybe?
20, maybe.
You want to make sure that they're good and healthy,
Yeah.
but it does. What does
Right.
Jude want? Does Jude want ice cream? Like when you're in your 90s, do you just want to eat ice cream every day?
Jude will literally eat anything.
Picasso
let
bars,
Jude,
baby.
let Jude eat what Jude wants at Jude's age.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
then he's got
deserves it, and
then he's got the 4 a.m. diarrhea, and it's I don't know.
I guess that's no fun.
Yeah,
I digress. I take that back.
exactly.
The reason I even brought that up is because I went to one store, and I'm not going to name the store because it's not the store's fault. But I went to one store and asked for a prescription. They said, first of all, they wouldn't even come toward me to help me. This was at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They had just opened. There's nobody in the store, and I'm looking around for this, that, the other thing. And then these two young women finally came over, and they were the only two in the store. They were pleasant enough, but it was kind of like, I'll be pleasant, but you're kind of a pain in the ass because we don't do prescription dog food. Like, okay, well, I didn't know that. I was told to come here. So I go to the next store, and there's it's all women in these dog stores or pet stores or whatever they're called. And they, honest to God, acted like I was a pain in the ass coming in there to spend $61 on a bag of dog food. So finally, about a 40-year-old woman came forward and said, why don't you come over here, Tom? I'll help you out over here. What is it with the younger people acting like, oh, you're putting me out by coming in my store? It's like, what? Is that a
Like
good way to
just
make money?
Whatever.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is.
Dude, what's the deets?
So, Jason, in our hidden chat room, we have 2 chat rooms. We got the one you can see, and we got this one that only I can see.
Okay.
And they want to know how tall you are.
I am 6'2".
6'2". Well, there you go. Yeah, people are like, "Wow, he's very tall."
I know. I was like, right? Like
you look gigantic on the screen because you're like almost. Well, that chair is slightly taller. And We've been meaning to get a chair
I can
that's
sit
like
up. How's that? Does
the
that help?
same level, but yeah.
I'll just crouch down.
I just think we should point out that his head is twice as big as yours and mine. He's Got the
Knowledge.
Big, got the big
He's
knowledge.
got the knowledge.
Got all knowledge in there.
I think it's the angle.
No, it's the
I'm
angle.
pretty sure it's the
Okay.
angle.
The camera adds 10 pounds to the head specifically.
Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
So let's go back to running for office. You know, I did stand up, I did radio, I did theater. So I've proven that you can do that.
Name
and then-
recognition, did it help?
Oh yeah, well,
So, you know.
yeah. I'm a friend. I have 11. There's 11 in my family, 8 boys, 3 girls. So we have a little bit of name recognition in town. My great grandfather was the mayor in 1906. But
Really?
No, I
But in
didn't know that.
today's modern world, if you take in what your actual job is, somebody like you, who comes with life experience and can run a meeting, right?
The meetings would be fun.
That's all you have to do. That is my job,
Would
is
be
to run
fun.
meetings. That's it.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a spokesperson and run the meetings. You give some input, but the city staff and the experts and
They out, right?
they are the ones that are doing it and presenting it to you, and you'll have to come to an agreement on it. So running, I suggest it. If you do it and be serious about it, you could.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
I'm
easy
little-
formula.
It would be fun. I'm also a little gun shy because I ran
You'd have
for
to live
student
there.
council
Do you
in
live there
6th
now?
grade, and it was a disaster.
Oh
Tell us.
yeah.
Yeah, my slogan was "Don't be a Gomer, vote for Schommer," and it backfired.
Why did it backfire?
Everyone just started calling me Gomer.
Gomer Pyle, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What a Gomer.
What a Gomer.
What a
Oh, here
Gomer.
comes Gomer.
Gomer.
I thought it was
Gomer,
a
what's
brilliant
up?
slogan.
So 6th grade didn't work.
No,
Now don't let them.
I'm a little wiser now though. So
Yeah,
We have a lot in common. I'm the same thing. We had.
hold on, I'm trying to look bigger.
I did my 6th grade, and we went under the slogan of "Ack Ack a Dak."
Ack-ack-ack-a-dack.
That was
from the
From the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the Flintstones. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't win.
God, I love the Flintstones.
Get beat up by
Especially-
a girl.
You know what my favorite thing was about the Flintstones? Right in the middle of
All
the
of
show,
it?
they'd both appear in a cigarette commercial. Remember
Winston.
that? Winston cigarettes.
They
That's
taste good like
exactly right.
cigarettes should.
They're smoking cigarettes for little kids watching TV.
But
Like,
then your
why?
parents are in the background smoking too, right?
Well, my
Wow.
parents both smoked. That
Switch
is
to
absolutely
Winston,
right.
Dad. Fred Flintstone might come over.
In art, we would make ashtrays for our parents.
Of course.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was one of the first art projects.
Yeah.
God, you don't see people smoking much at all anymore. I don't anyway.
Are people laughing? I mean, are people? I'm not in the clubs. You're in the clubs.
God,
Are
I
people?
hope so.
Are people looking to have a good time and be
More so than ever, I think.
Good.
Honestly.
And
I
are
really
these
do.
are these
We
reels
need it.
that I see with these other comedians?
Like
Are they
TikTok?
whatever it is? Are they
They're like the
hurting
social
you?
media.
Because it seems like every comedian wants to interact, and some comedians are not interactions; they're joke tellers. So I wonder how that is for performance.
It's really interesting because I was actually just talking about this with someone the other day. So all those on social media, all those reels that you see of the comedian on stage talking to someone in the audience and
Yeah.
back and forth. That's what they call crowd work, obviously, and everyone's putting that out there to gain popularity,
Sure.
and views and clicks and followers. But then when you go to their actual shows, it's a minuscule portion of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not putting their actual
wondered that.
material out, because if you put a bit or your joke out and it goes viral, well, now you've burned it. You
Yeah.
can't
Yep.
use
Yeah.
it
Sure.
on the road. So it's an interesting thing where people are going to these shows expecting something that it isn't,
Yeah.
based on what they've seen, because they just see all these different comedians.
Yeah. What do you
know.
put out for social? Do you do anything, or you just let the clubs do it?
I'm
for you?
reluctant. I'm not a big social media person. Like I'm on TikTok, but I like to watch videos with raccoons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Stealing
like,
stuff.
Yeah,
They
just
like to
like
steal stuff.
sort of
Pygmy
stuff.
hippos.
I went viral once. I was working at a radio station, and the morning show host, not Tom, but I had this little bit that he had come up with, and I was working the front desk, and the joke was he walks up to me and it said, "You've got a large package up front," or he said, "No, I've heard I've got a large." So I don't know. Anyways, I can't remember how it went. It was super dumb. Something about a large package up front, and then he says, "Yes, but do I have any mail?" And then
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a super dumb thing.
Yeah.
30 seconds, but it went viral, 5.4 million views.
Oh my God.
Well.
And it just kept spiraling.
Like he was
I
talking
didn't
about
even
his
know.
package.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a dick joke.
It was a
basically.
dick
It's-
joke,
You
right,
know what I mean? Which I don't do in my act. You know what I mean? So there's again false advertising. But it's funny because my niece and nephew are on vacation in Florida with their, they're younger in their family. And like I started getting texts. I was sleeping. They're like, "Oh my God, you're famous." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and thank you for finally acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you're on TikTok." I'm like, "Well, I've never posted anything." Well, here he had gone and put it on TikTok, and I didn't even know. And they were in Florida on vacation, saw it, and at that point it was like 1.4 million views.
Pretty cool.
And so then I'm like laying in bed, waking up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, "Oh, let me find this." And I was just like, "What is happening?" And it's bizarre because people can take the audio of it, like
put
kind of
it in
lip sync and make their own.
Yeah.
So there's all these people, like there's these kids from Korea lip syncing to my voice.
That is funny.
And it was just like,
That's
it was the most surreal thing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, remember
It's a good way to get out there.
the Bob and Mary? They had that Mikey the Mule.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like a mule that was like, it was a video of the mule just running around and like kicking stuff.
Yeah.
And it got
Isn't
like
it a
20
donkey?
million views or
20
something.
million views.
You never know what is just going to explode in popularity.
That
You
is
don't.
true.
You don't.
Right.
It's you can plot it out and try to think and come up with something brilliant, and you're gonna get 100 views. It's not
Yeah.
gonna go
Oh
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then just something completely random. Because like he had found it on his phone. Like we had filmed it like 5 years prior. He was cleaning out his phone.
Just
He was
decided to.
he's like, "Oh, this is still funny."
Yeah.
And he put it on Facebook, and I think it got like 50 likes. You know what I mean, on Facebook.
Right.
And then he threw it on TikTok, and it.
Wow.
So TikTok is that, because everybody keeps telling me I should be on TikTok.
No, don't waste your time.
Don't do it.
Well, I mean,
Our audience is not on
you-
TikTok.
you-
I can
you
say
can,
that much.
You can do
Okay,
it, but
good.
let people do it for you, like this guy did. He didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Somebody else did it, and he got TikTok famous. That's how you want to
Yeah.
do it. That's,
That's it.
in my opinion.
I got recognized on a plane.
Oh my
From it.
You're
God.
the guy.
There you
so,
go.
So you made a point about that. Now it's good. I didn't really realize that you comedians don't want to use your bits here. Like even here, you don't.
Yeah.
You want to just maybe touch on a few of the things that you like to talk about.
Because then otherwise people come to the show,
and
they
yeah.
already know it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, it's interesting because like stand-up is a very different art form in the sense that like very few people want to hear the same things over and over. Like you'll have a favorite song. You will listen to that song for decades
Yeah.
if you love it. You never tire of it.
Right.
But how often do you go back and listen to the same joke from someone?
There's one
Yeah.
that sticks in my brain, and while you were talking, it popped right in there. Let me tell you, when I was a kid,
Oh, Rodney. Yeah.
that's in my head every day, and he's been dead for what, 5 years or something?
And where did you first hear that? Was that on an album?
Johnny
was that
Carson.
was Johnny Carson? Was on TV?
It was.
Rodney
You heard
Dangerfield
the
has
song?
been dead for 21 years.
No.
Yep.
Rodney
No
Dangerfield, obviously,
respect.
him and Louis were incredibly close.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
when Rodney died, his Rodney's wife, widow, gave Louis one of Rodney's favorite Afghans,
Oh.
and Louis gave me the Afghan.
No
So
way.
I have Rodney
Oh.
Dangerfield's Afghan.
That's wonderful.
Did you work for Louis?
Oh yeah, many years.
He was the opening act.
Opening
we
act.
worked together for 14 years.
So this is so now my brain's clicking back because I did Minnesota's Got Talent, and you were working with them.
Yeah, it was probably right after because it was that with Tom. No, not Tom.
I have no idea, but
What's
it was,
his
on
name?
your,
The
it
other-
was on your show,
He,
and it was in 20. I could say go back because I announced that my daughter was pregnant just
What was
18
his
years ago.
name?
So it
He's
was
one of the people on my show.
19 years ago.
very famous Hansen, Scott Hansen.
Oh, Scott Hansen.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
It was Scott Hansen and Louis. They did
That
Yep.
one.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Okay.
God, those are. I guess I better take a break here. Well, now, where are you tonight? What times?
Oh, it's actually Wednesday, October 15th.
Oh, it's October 15th.
Yeah, you're going to be doing the therapy thing,
yeah,
right?
Cool.
Yeah, the midlife crisis show.
Yes.
With Jesse the Shrink, Jesse Ellis.
Jesse's such a good guy.
Isn't he great?
He really is a nice.
We go to dinner and I'm always just like trying to work in therapy questions
On the
discreetly.
side.
Yeah.
Not
like,
for
I don't
yourself, but for a friend.
No,
a friend of mine.
yeah,
had
a
this
friend of
thing.
mine. Like, this is a crazy situation I was reading about. Like, you know, because I
Oh,
don't want to
did
pay
you
a copay
Yeah.
and kid-free advice.
It's true. Well,
God, I
if you
miss
can.
Louis. I really do. We'll take a quick break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Continuing on. I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to us, your customers are listening to us, and they'll hear me promote your business. Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience, well, it spans multiple demographics, which is always a great thing, as a matter of fact, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With the broad reach of the show and passion to following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. You ready to get started? Visit TomBernardShow.com, click on the Partner tab, and let's discuss how we can work together to grow your business.
Maybe you could reconsider all the love you missed since I've been gone.
I got some great audio. When I did that thing, I did it. My character, Junior Johnson, the metal bender from Paducah, Kentucky.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that, but I was doing this joke, and then I did this bit, and then I did myself because I was doing like a 3, 2, 1, and then I do the bit, and then I'd say cut. You know, it would be quiet, and then you just hear Louis.
there you go.
Oh yeah, if you could hear that,
Yeah.
man, that was one of the greatest. You know.
Yeah, one of the great things about Louis Anderson, he became really good friends with my mother. I think I mentioned that quickly. Yeah. But that every time you mention his name, that pops in my head again. How much those two they absolutely loved one another. My mother loved Louis. Louis loved my mother. That was such a great treat.
Louis was my. We had the same birthday, March 24th.
Oh, is that
We're
right?
also number 10 of 11 kids, so we had that in common.
We had that in common too.
Yeah, I always do a little cheers. I know I wasn't a big drinker, but I always give a cheers.
I didn't even know you were Catholic.
I'm not. No.
Was your family?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I
was gonna say
extremely, not extremely.
Well,
just,
my family.
We lived in a good Catholic. We had 11. The Petazewskis had 10. You know, the Greshwaks had 8 or 9.
Yep.
The Peltiers had 10. You know, they're all in the neighborhood. We had 2 or 3s and running around. It was a great neighborhood.
You had to have won the election by a landslide.
Yes.
All the people you knew.
The first time,
big
second
Catholic.
time, the third time, this last time was a little challenging.
Really?
But all the rest were, you know, by far. Yeah, you know, again, people, they have this perception. I said it before in the other segment. You know, we are a city of a second class, a charter, home rule charter city. So I'm not like Minneapolis mayor where it's my stuff that's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So you get a lot of that in that mindset. And so some people say, I hate that guy, you know, and so you just naturally have people that do that.
Oh, I thought that was only me that had that.
Yeah, you know, it comes and goes. Then they sit and they go, wow, that's really nice. And then they go, well, you know what? Stuff's going pretty good. These guys are really good. They're genuine. I'm genuine. I'm not looking to go anywhere. I'm looking to serve my city. Like you probably, if you were to go do it, it's like, hey, I love this town. I just want to come and give back and get my name on a street, you know, or a building.
I don't know if we have to do the whole love this town and want to give back business. I just want a street.
Well, that's what you're going to campaign on. It'll be pretty tough because people will be like,
I
hit
don't know,
the
have you
bricks,
been to Little
pal.
Falls? They might find it refreshing, the honesty.
I will become mayor, name a street after
I'm
myself,
a
and then do
tourist up
nothing.
there,
You're a
you know?
tourist.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about booya? Have you ever been to a booya?
Okay,
Little
I
Falls
was
booya?
looking at this. No, here's the thing. So I've got a great story about booya. So Jody Maruska, who's a phenomenal comedian, she's on the show. She called me one day and she goes, hey, do you want to come and do comedy at the Booya Festival with me? And I was like, oh, I don't even know what that is. You know what I mean? But okay, let's do it. And I was thinking it's like this town's like a block party.
Yeah.
Where, you know what I mean? Where
Yeah. This.
Yeah.
This is what this is.
exactly. So this is what I thought it was. And it was not. It was in someone's driveway.
Yeah. Kettle of soup in the driveway.
Honest to God.
It was, so we pull up and because we were driving and it was like way north of the metro. So it was like an hour 20 up there. And so we're driving and I'm like, this doesn't feel right, Jody. Like, I feel like we're going away from every town possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it was kind of out in the country around this lake area. And we pull up and she's just like, well, this is the address. And I was just like, no. Like, I refused to get out of the car for a little while. I was like, no. And so she goes out and I go, this can't be right. So she goes out and she comes back. She's like, no, this is it. She's like, it's literally in the driveway. And God,
classic.
It was. They just had crock pots of booya in the garage. And here's the funny thing. The person that put this all together had made posters with Jody and I and hung them inside his garage.
Oh.
So we were like next to like the tool rack and like the launmower. Like,
a lot of publicity.
Like, who's in his garage to be
Guy
like,
getting it all
there's a
changed.
show coming. And
That's so funny.
it was an interesting night.
Well, this is the World Championship booyah, and so this is where all of those driveway booyah people come in to get the title of being the world champion booyah, and it's at our city festival called On the Road Again, which is a fall festival that started 37 years ago because the city closed Southview Boulevard down to do a remodel and so when they did that, they were shut down for the summer, and they started it back. The road got their stuff on in October, and he said, we're having an on the road party to get the business back, and then it stuck. And so 37 years later, here we are. We've got a whole list of things that happen. This year we've got 9 teams. We're expecting 1,000 gallons of booyah. I did bring you some. I have some frozen in the car if you want to take one with you. But I brought that for you to promote a little bit of the World Championship booyah, because it is a fun thing.
Where did it all come from? Where did booyah come from? Where did the festivals come from?
So the legend of it is what Northern Wisconsin group. I don't know the details of that, but it came from Northern Wisconsin and migrated over the Midwest. And basically it's a stew of the fall. So potatoes, root vegetables, right? And then today it's USDA grade pork, chicken, beef. But back then and in the old days, it would have been your wild game,
Oh, sure.
And they would put it together, and they would have that as cook all up the stuff. It gets so hot. It's a 24-hour deal, so you're cooking and steaming and just really boiling the heck out of this stuff, and then they serve it and eat it. And some people take cartons of it and freeze it for the winter and then eat it over the winter.
Oh yeah.
So it's that tradition has been continued by a guy named Walt Books in South St. Paul. And Walter had a florist shop, and he was a promoter of just getting stuff done, like having fun, like you said before, right? Let's have a good time. So he said, let's do this booyah. And then they said, well, what do we call it? He says, well, it's the champion. Someone said the championship booyah. He says, we are the world championship booyah. And so that's how it started.
There you go.
And we're sticking to it. This year we've got some celebrity judges, and
who are they? We're going to judge now if they're actual celebrities.
I was going to say, we're going to judge the judges.
I can't actually say, because we're doing something new this year. I can tell you next year. We're changing some stuff over with kind of modernizing the booyah and bringing it to modern. So we're going to be putting a lot of the stuff in people's hands on the phones, so that someone's calling me, so that we can, you can see who wins the booyah. You can see who wins the pickle contest. And even if you're not at the site, because it goes like from 12th Avenue to 3rd. How many blocks is that? 11? In between that are full of stuff. Chalk art. There's a world
12 to 3rd is 11.
Right, whatever. There are
let it go. I was like, I'm not here to cause controversy.
We have DJ music, or we have a live band. We have live music. We have a huge car show. So if you're not into booyah, we've got steak sandwiches. If you're not into steak sandwiches, there's veggies. If you're not into that, then there's soda and beer at the Lions Club. There's a flea market, arts, crafts. It's a pretty good time. You should come. Well, you're going to be on the road. I think that's why you couldn't be a celebrity judge. You couldn't be on the road again on the 4th. That's Truckers Holiday, 10-4.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't be a judge because you were going to be on the road. What are you doing? You want to be a judge? Kidding. Another booyah. You can come and perform at the next booyah.
Like, I'm still a little gun shy from booyah after that.
Did you eat any there? Did you try it?
I did not. I didn't do anything other than be horrified.
So what was your routine then?
Because here's the thing. It was the whole night was something else. Like the whole thing. Like
you're gonna describe
so
what happens at
Scott
this.
Hansen had passed away that day.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? And so the guy who put this all together got up on the microphone, and like I said, it was literally a mic and a stand. No, there wasn't even a stand. It was just a microphone, and
karaoke set.
It was pretty much in the driveway.
Yeah,
and then lawn chairs around. And he got up and he said, "Oh, my good friend Scott Hansen passed away today. You know, he's been out here before performing at the Booya Festival. You know what I mean? So it became this really kind of like sad moment across the whole yard." And so he does this tribute to Scott, and then he goes, "And now Jason." Do you know what I mean? And so it's like,
God,
you're like, oh, you know,
great.
What do I start with there?
Couldn't even done like we're gonna start in 15 minutes.
Right,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like literally, it was this moment of silence,
Yeah.
and then the next thing said is, "And now Jason." You know, and then
What'd you open with? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember what I opened with, but what had happened is my belt broke, so my pants had started falling down.
Oh, great.
And so, you know what I mean? You had to do that whole awkward pull up the pants, right? Well, there was this elderly lady sitting right kind of to the side, but behind me. And I just turned and made a joke, like, "You almost got a bonus show with my pants falling down."
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
And so then a guy yells out, he's just like, "She wouldn't have minded. She's probably got another good ride left in her," right? And I was just like, "What?" Like, I was just like, and so I was just like, "You can't talk like that to this nice elderly lady." And she goes, "It's all right. It's my son." And I was like, "Where am I?" Like, so that was that's why I'm like, booyah is still a little touchy.
It's touchy, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
How often did Louis travel with Scott Hansen? Those two traveled together quite often, didn't they?
They did for years.
Years, yeah. Some of the greatest stories I have ever heard about comedians on the road would be Louis and Scott Hansen. Oh my God. I can't remember where they were, but they were on the road, but they were somewhere like northern Minnesota maybe, or Duluth, or I don't know where they were. But Scott was actually bigger than Louis. You know, they're both pretty big guys. But so Scott said, "I'm going to run down the road. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a bite." And Louis goes, "Okay." So he comes back and he's got not one, but 24 donuts in a box. There's two people. He's got 24 donuts. And Louis said, "I told you I'm trying to lose weight. What are you doing to me?" And so he goes, "Oh, never mind. I'll throw them away. Matter of fact, look out the window. See that trash can? Watch me throw them away." He goes downstairs, throws them away. 2:00 in the morning, Louis hears some noise, gets up, and there's Scott on the steps in front of the building eating the donuts at 3:00 in the morning. It's like, oh my God.
You should have thought through that before.
Yeah,
tossed him out.
probably should. Exactly.
I learned a lot from stand-up from Scott Hansen.
Oh God,
he let me play in the arena a couple times, and then I helped him with some TV stuff, and we made some shows. You know, some what was the name of his comedy club?
Comedy Gallery.
Yeah, so we did that, a couple of those segments to go put on the public access, you know, and rented out some stuff, and had a ton of fun with them. My favorite joke of Scott Hansen's is he kind of do the hand thing with his microphone sometimes, and I'll get it shaky. So I got a cat today. And everyone would be like, "Oh, yep, left front tire." Boom.
See, now that is funny,
right?
It is funny.
Scott was a good joke writer.
Yeah,
he was a really great joke.
He was a great speech writer too. I learned that from him. That he wrote for Puleni, he wrote for Ventura, he wrote for Dayton, he wrote for political people. And let them have their, you know, some of the, I think Rukavina or one of those guys from the Rangers that retired. He helped him do a good speech, but good funny guy. He could see the punchline.
He's such a really good guy. Why are there so many comedians from Minnesota? I mean, I'm sure they have comedians all over the place, but Minnesota, it seems to me, has got this like really, what are there, like 5 million people in the state now, something like that?
Closer to 6, I think.
Closer to 6 now. I mean, there are so many great comedians from Minnesota. Do you consider Minnesota to be that funny a state?
I would say there's great entertainers, and many of them are funny.
You're probably right.
So you can
but I think also like you can't have stand-up comedy without an audience.
Yeah,
And
right.
audiences here in Minnesota are really smart.
I agree.
They are a smart audience, and I think that kind of works in tandem, where you've got a really great audience that are hungry for comedy, and so then you just get more people interested in comedy and trying it and getting better and better and better at it. That it just kind of keeps feeding.
Have you seen the LA scene? Have you been out that way?
Yeah, I was out there. It's all the scenes for the most part are fairly the same. You know, like it's the same types of people.
Oh yeah.
All that. It's a lot more people. But yeah, because like the one place that surprised me was Vegas, because I was Louis' opening act in Vegas, and you would think Vegas would have had a really crazy scene, and it didn't.
Oh really?
Like there were some that were really great, and then there was just so much that was just terrible. Like so many terrible comedians that it was.
That's tough.
Not funny?
Just not funny and not original and not witty, like none of it. And it was really interesting out there because, you know, obviously the casinos all have the comedy showrooms and all that, but then all these little bars would have rooms as well.
Oh yeah.
And these different things. And you would go and it would just be like a slog fest of like wading through terrible comics every night. And you're like, oh, I am not going back to this one. I'm not going back to that one.
Well, why don't we all put in our phone for next year's October, the first Saturday in October, and we start planning a little comedy routine on the stage there for the people at the real World Championship. Booya. Tom can come and maybe be the MC for us.
I can do that.
Huh?
I will.
What do you think? We can make it
I will
fun.
message Jody and be like, hey, Jody.
Yeah.
You
Take a picture and go
Booya
the real Booya, the World Championship. I think to answer your question, and again, what I see from our festival at On the Road Again and the people, the human connection that this state really at its core enjoys, you know, the talking over the fence, the spending an inordinate amount of time over, you know, at the vegetable stand, talking to somebody about whatever, right?
Yeah.
We love that part of it. And so I think to your point, we're smart audiences because we want that. We love to be engaged.
Yeah.
We love to be provoked. We love to, in a fun, positive, happy way.
Exactly.
Because we all know there's too much crap going on already. And we see that, I think, in some of the reels that you see where people are shouting back just stuff to people. And I know it's a small segment of it, but that's the kind of thing that I think that people, you know, they're not. It was that way for a while, I think. They're not funny. It wasn't fun to go do comedy. And now the comedians, thank God, are saying, screw it, we're having fun.
Right.
And I'm going to be irreverent and and it's not a big deal. And I don't really think that about that. This is just a funny observation, you know?
We got to take a final break here. Just a very quick one and come back and wrap things up right after this.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, you know, it's free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
All right. Reintroduce yourselves.
I'm Jimmy Francis, the mayor of South St. Paul, promoting the On the Road Again Booya in South St. Paul on the 10th, on the 10-4, October the 4th.
And I'm Jason Schommer, comedian and hopefully future mayor of Little Falls, Minnesota.
Future mayor, no question.
Right?
20 miles away from my birthplace. That's all I know. God, Long Prairie.
It'd be fun. You know, again,
Tom, if I'm ever mayor, I will get you an alley or a parking lot at Little Falls.
Start with that. That's
They
where we
won't even
start.
give me one in Long Prairie.
Yeah.
They won't do that.
We didn't ask. Get a petition. Do you guys want me to give you the language? So you can
Oh, there you
petition?
go.
Yeah.
That way it's all written for them. Then it can
I want them to just have to sign it.
Yeah. Adopt
Just
it.
sign the
Just
deal.
sign
Adopt
it.
Go-
Just sign. Don't read it, just sign it.
No, I think it's what the hell? was trying to think of somebody else from Long Prairie, because nobody's got a street named after him or any of that stuff. Well, first of all, it was only a town of about 1,000 people when I was a kid. It's not very big. Has it gotten any bigger at all?
I don't think a whole lot.
So, you guys I remember you had a roller skating rink, because we would take school trips out to the
trips to Long Prairie. Population is currently 3,600.
Oh, so it's like 3 times the size.
Like
Oh my God. Ooh.
Well, no, when you were a kid, it was about 2,400. So
was it really?
Yeah.
Wendy's very kind on the chat box there, saying that I should run for governor.
A lot of people are saying that.
Wendy Rodewall said you should run for governor.
Yeah.
I would run from the governor. You can run for it, and then I'll run from it.
Yeah, like I say, you can tell all your caucuses that I'd be a great number 2. I would make a great lieutenant governor.
I was going to say, I would actually be your running mate. I would be willing to do that.
You would?
You want to be the mayor? You want to be the governor?
I'll be the lieutenant governor.
I guess there's a whole line. We'd have to go through a world championship booya type process.
Well, I was going to say, how many other people have performed at a booya festival already?
Yeah,
well, you got that going for you. And Little Falls, we could get that outstate.
Yes,
that outstate
the rural vote.
That's you just moved up the list there. If I were to ever run for governor, which
and I'm tall, and people want a tall lieutenant governor,
and very smart, brainy,
and a big head.
I'm paraphrasing what he said.
Do you realize that if you became governor of the state of Minnesota, you would then be the second governor in the state of Minnesota who would talk to me?
The rest of them won't talk to you?
Oh, God, no. Not even.
Walls won't take an interview with you?
Not a chance.
Really? Have you tried lately?
Yeah. I mean, Bob. Was it Bob Dayton? What was it, Dayton?
Who was the one that did talk to you?
Tim Pawlenty.
Oh, sure.
Tim and I became really good friends, and then he became governor, so that worked out.
Well, have him on too again. Have you had him on lately?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to have him on.
He was on CNN talking, I don't know, a couple of weeks. Somebody sent me the clip, and it was, there again, a smart guy from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Who's, I know he's part of a party, but he's also, he understands what's really happening. He understands politics and how to navigate that. It's not easy.
Yeah, about a year ago, I had over at McCormick's here in town. I had lunch with Pawlenty, and then Norm Coleman came along too. So those are the 2 guys that would talk to me. That's it. Nobody else will. It's really hilarious in that way.
Gotta call them all back. See what's up. Maybe bury the hatchet. This is the
should.
long form. Everybody wants this now, right?
I hope so.
The political people. You saw it in the last election where they're doing it. They're going on Rogue and they're doing these podcasts. You are that. You just need to keep inviting them to come on and have maybe it's online. Maybe not in the studio. Maybe it's just
that's a possibility. Well, guy who's Scott, who's running for governor now, he came in and did the show already this year. Really nice guy, very pleasant. But I just I don't know. I would not be a good politician. No way. Let's go. You shut up.
Yeah. Right.
That probably wouldn't go.
But you got to think about how you could be in a positive note. You have really a sense of people, and how you can talk to people, but you also have a good business acumen. You understand how things, checks and balances work, and you say, okay, well, we don't have the money for that right now. How else could we do it?
Yeah.
And not say, okay, well, let's just mandate it. We don't have the money, but mandate it and let them figure it out. And that's not sustainable.
What's really weird about that is every 2 years, it is certainly every 4 years, I get thousands of messages from people asking me to run for governor. Thousands of them want me to run for governor.
Yeah.
But I just kick about half the people out of the state, though.
I told you to do that just for PR for this.
Yeah, you did.
They got to put you on every freaking station. They got to. If you run, you file. They got to put you. They put him on. They got to put you on.
I'll steal lines like, "Ask not what your state can do for you."
Right.
You're a good
writer.
You're
a good writer. You could write. You're a theater guy. You could be a good writer. Write some good stuff, and then you could pull in some political people like Tim to give you a little, the right words to use. And then it's all about your team. This is my cabinet. Here's who my cabinet is.
Yep. I will tell you that whole situation, knowing Pawlenty's a great guy. So is Norm.
He's from South St. Paul. Just so you know.
He's from South St. Paul.
We've had 3 governors from South St. Paul. We've talked about that here. Stassen, Levander, Pawlenty. All there you go. South St. Paul.
Huh.
Absolutely. But just a great time hanging out with those guys. And I will never forget. Does Walls live in the governor's mansion in St. Paul?
I think he's back. I think
He's back now.
they did a
Okay.
remodel, and he was at
Yeah,
he was at
Oh,
the new
yeah.
president's house,
Right.
which was a smart move, I think.
Yeah.
Rather than renting something in Sunfish Lake like they planned on or talked about.
But yeah, all those years ago now, and when was he governor again? That's got to be 20 years ago, I
Yep.
suppose. or
Plenty.
more than that, maybe.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah, when was he president? He was 2-term, wasn't he?
It wasn't 20 years, was it?
16 years.
More than, I mean, Dayton was there for
03 to 11. So yeah,
yeah,
22 years ago is when he first got in.
There you go.
Jeez.
God, isn't that amazing? But
time flies.
as a kid from North Minneapolis, growing up, dirt poor and all the rest of it, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there one night, and I'll never forget this. I'm sitting having dinner with the Palentis, Andy, you didn't go. Alex went, but you didn't go. I remember that. You didn't want to go.
No,
Nope.
I went to the governor's mansion once. I
Yeah,
know
you
that
did.
much.
Yeah, you went once. But I mean, to be sitting there eating dinner, you go, man, this is a long way from North Minneapolis. There's no doubt about that. It's like, how the hell did I ever get here?
Super fun.
It's really cool just to be that whole, because you look back at all the people you just talked about and their administrations and what they do. And that first time I went and had dinner with them, there was a former Minnesota Twin named Kent Herbeck that was there as well. And then he found out they had that little hockey game, that table hockey game.
Bubble hockey?
Bubble hockey. That's exactly right. Oh, my God, did he lose
you
his
hit the button,
mind.
it just keeps booing.
He went crazy.
Yeah.
Herbeck's a great guy.
Oh, yes. You were talking about the moving back from the governor's mansion when he was at the other place. It was also the VP, right? So he was like all of this stuff over there, and it was kind of isolated in that corner, which again I think was a good thing.
All of that when he was doing this, the whole deal.
Yeah, it was. But it just and that was an opportunity for the state. I mean, we really.
Yeah.
I mean, we got. It was either one good way or bad way, whatever. But we have been elevated by that.
I know we only have a couple of minutes left, but I'd like to ask, because it happened again last night. Do you think it's good for the government, for these two parties? Because I'm pretty much a centrist. I go kind of right here, and whatever you guys want to do, let me know. I do not think it's a good image for these people to do nothing on a local, state, or national level, but badmouth the other guy. What a mess. I think it sounds terrible.
I've been on that for my whole time.
I know you have.
I run positive campaigns just because of that. It's like, you can say whatever you want, but let's talk about what we're going to do. Because the record shows if these guys that are running on the Republican side can't just let his record go for itself without pointing it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
like, why do you have to point that out? What are you going to do? What are you going to fix? How would you fix it? Who's going to be on your team? That's what we want to hear. That's what you want to hear, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You've said
Absolutely.
it, right? We're kind of in the middle and like, stop yelling at each other.
Yeah, it's getting really old, and it's really mean too.
I want to know, what are you going to do, not what the other person didn't do.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Because
Yeah.
we all live through it. We know.
We can
Love
see
it.
we can go back and do our research.
But what are you going to do? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Why should I vote for you? Not why shouldn't I vote for someone else?
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
And you got to go among the people, because how long ago was Norm Coleman a senator?
A while. Same era.
Era.
Yeah.
I took him golfing once over at Midland Hills in St. Paul. I think it's the 4th or 5th hole. Norm teed her up, took a swing at it, hit her right off the tip, and went straight across the street into the building. It went through a garage door. So we always call it shot number 24, because it said door number 24. I mean, he literally
Did he
hit
put
it.
a 24 down on a square?
Yeah, well, he should have.
24.
Because honest to God, it went dead right after he's supposed to go here, and it went right over there.
Norm was Democrat and then turned Republican, or
Correct.
Republican went Democrat, like flip flopped during his term.
He was a Democrat and then he became a Republican.
To me, that like the whole political party thing is that's no fun anymore.
Oh God, you're right about that. See, I'm glad you said that, because can you just get, how about a better
I know
image?
this isn't feasible, but I truly believe, if you have like a Republican president, then you should have a Democrat VP. I think both
that
parties
would be cool.
both parties should be represented in the White House.
I like it.
You know what I
Wouldn't
mean?
that be great?
I just
Yeah.
feel like that's the answer to it.
Well, even a governor. I mean, you
Yes,
have to pick a party.
I don't
somebody
feel
from
like
the
it
other
should
party.
all be one party entirely. 100%.
I agree.
Wow.
100%.
Think about that.
agree.
Think if they both picked somebody and ran. You're voting for. You're covering your bases. You're saying, okay,
And like
I still got what I guess still got part of it. I'm still part of it because the
Yeah.
VP is a Democrat.
it's still half the country.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's half the country. That there's no question.
other
about
But
it.
it's actually probably more than half the country because, like you said, I feel like the majority of people are in the center.
I think so. Yeah.
You
As
know,
a
in the
mayor,
spectrum.
I'm no party affiliate, and I work for the people of South St. Paul. I'm all about South St. Paul, like the On the Road Again festival that's coming up the 10th.
Ooh, there you go.
10-4,
There
South
you
St.
go.
Paul.
Which shortly after that is the midlife crisis comedy show
Yes.
on Wednesday, October 15th, with a very hilarious comedian who's quite tall.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
But we, as the political party, once you get elected, I think you have to serve everybody. You cannot continue to serve
No
your caucus.
question.
You cannot continue to
Absolutely.
serve your party and only allow your party to do whatever it is. To me, and they know that, but they're willingly doing it. And unless we stand up and say it out loud to our friends that are supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in a nice way, you know, because there's people that do it in a not nice way,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So the more we can come together, and comedy brings people together.
There's no money in that though for the politicians. If we come together, they're not going to make as much money.
That's the other thing that I believe in. I feel every elected official should have a term limit.
Of
I
course.
agree.
No one
Absolutely.
should be in
Yep.
DC for 30 years, 35 years,
No.
40. No one.
Go back
Because
to
you
that.
can't do that position that long and
No,
not
I agree.
have a lot of stuff happen behind the scenes
Yeah.
Yep.
that affects and influences everything else that you end up
And the whole
doing.
system was created for us to be okay. Yeah, you're a comedian. You're our guy next year, and then after that, the
Mhm.
pharmacist, she's going to be next because we think she could do a good job. And the people from the community are the ones that are doing that work, and they say, okay, I'll take a little time away from my job to help, be a senator or be a state rep,
Mhm.
right, and move through the people, not just a party that keeps people coming
Well,
and moving to districts to keep the power.
Right.
That happens all the time.
All the time. Yes.
Well, I feel like the position though, it's a position of service. It's
Yeah,
not a position.
should
It's
be.
a career.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, the career is a pharmacist.
Yes.
The career is right now a comedian.
100%.
The radio, right?
Yes.
That's
doubt,
that's
no
what
doubt.
that's your career. The politics part of it should just be that service aspect, and I agree fully.
The problem I have with all of that, and I've been talking about it a little bit. I don't really talk about it on the show yet because I want to do more studying the topic. But our politicians now, I like that.
Well, just in case people are watching online, they can see the
Oh, I
post.
understand.
October. I don't know if you can read that though.
No, you can't.
October what?
No, you can't.
Fourth.
Fourth.
Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
There it
Finish.
is.
We got to finish up because
Yeah, we got to wrap. God, it's already afternoon. As a matter of fact,
Yes, it is.
doing the first 2-hour show. The thing that I have noticed since we've gotten so outwardly angry at one another as Republicans and Democrats, and I hate this and I hate that. Our school systems in America now are screwing our kids up so bad
Yeah.
because they're taught every day, you're a victim. They're going to take advantage of you. You got to do this. You got to do that. Don't tell kids that. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, we can look back at schools and see when you were growing up and you were growing up, we had Votech or we had this wood class, wood shop and metals
yeah,
inside
yep,
the school. They
yep.
took all that out and they started teaching all these other things. And then they brought in the robotics and those, which
Yep.
are all good and great.
Yep.
But now AI is taking all that. You don't need that skill anymore because it has it. But we need the welding. We need the hammers and the nails,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
those
Yep.
skills that are there. So what they were teaching back then as a whole, we had produced smarter, physical, working young adults, and some didn't make it to go to college and some did, right?
Mhm.
Today, we don't have that same, they're not teaching the same things. It's
no,
changed.
not even
And,
close.
and it can go back to that. It can go back and it could be, again, a hybrid of it, but we really do need to get back to learning and getting prepared
Learning
for
would
life.
be good.
Because
That's
the people
true.
that you dealt with at the store where they were looking at their phone and stuff,
Mhm.
everything's being done for them. They
There-
don't know
no
how to
doubt.
serve people.
They didn't even know how to read.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I was at CVS and picking up a prescription, and it was cheap. It was only like $1 something, and I had cash on me, so I had a $5 bill, and I handed it to the cashier, and the cashier just kind of looked at me, like, oh, okay, and then no joke, took a bunch of coins out of the tray and put them in her hand, and then put her hand out, and she said, "Could you take your change?" And because she didn't know how to count change.
That's a shame.
And I had to pick out
Just give me the
coin.
dollars.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but I had to pick out the coins, you know what I mean, out of her hand.
Yeah, it's a penny and a nickel and a dime.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not-
you want me
Because
to
not
we
hard.
weren't able to, but it's just a different world. Everything for them it's currencies on their phone.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's Venmo.
It's just
I actually had
Cash app.
I had the exact opposite problem yesterday. These neighborhood girls were going around selling candy bars for fundraising, and we did not have cash in our house. The only cash we had was in Ethan's piggy bank. So he bought his first chocolate bar with quarters out of his piggy bank yesterday.
Nice.
But we don't have a single dollar bill in our house.
Really?
Yeah. It's all on the phone or the
I
card
suppose
or
that's
whatever.
true.
we still got the ice cream man coming through our town, so we got a lot of
We do
change
too,
around.
actually, but
Gotta
I
run
don't
out for
know.
the ice cream man.
We just don't have.
But even when you're at the store, how many people ahead of you do you see giving cash?
None.
Yeah.
Or even now a lot of times I think probably I always go through the self checkout myself,
Yeah, me too.
which always makes me mad. I want a discount
Right.
for bringing my own food up and making it.
The discount is
Rather
you get
than
out of there
paying
earlier.
for a bag now, but it's just a swipe of the card and go. It's just
Swipe and go.
Yeah, I recently put my card on my phone and started using the Google Pay thing, which I had never actually done before. But I was like, I don't know, my phone's always right there in my pocket. It's better than fishing around for my credit card. So let's give this a try. And now I do it all the time. It's super quick and easy. When I do self checkout, sometimes 30 seconds from start to stop from start to end. I can have everything rung up. I just put my phone on the thing and I'm out of there.
He's one of them. We have all cash
He's one of them.
and credit in South St. Paul. On the road again is cash and credit. The cash for the
There
booya,
you
$7
go.
a bowl.
Well, just like you don't get paid in cash. So where does the cash come from? You go to an ATM, but then you get charged a fee.
The government.
Yeah.
But so it's like, I don't know.
All right. The hell of
for
a
having
show.
us on.
I cannot believe it's already almost 10 after 12.
Sure
This
is.
went on
Hey, we
a
gotta
little
go.
bit. What?
We gotta go.
Got to go around.
I
to
know.
South
It
St.
felt like
Paul.
about a half an hour,
Yeah.
but it was actually 2 hours almost. So,
it's fun.
okay.
Thanks.
Your announcement. The
Yes,
appearance.
Wednesday, October 15th at the Parkway Theater. It is
Great theater.
it's a beautiful theater.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
one I ever opened for Louis.
Really?
Very first time I ever
Was,
opened for
was
at
the
Parkway.
Spanish place still open next door?
Pepitos? Yep.
Yeah.
Is it
Mhm.
still there?
No, it's now
Somebody told me
Supper
that.
Club.
Oh, they had great.
It's like an
Oh,
old
Pepitos
school.
was-
great.
I
It was awesome.
love
Go there
Pepitos.
first, then go to a show.
Yep.
It's a
Joe
good house.
Manjares.
Yeah.
Used to own it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he's working at, or one of his, either he is, one of his kids is working at a pot store in
Yeah,
Bloomington.
Joe passed away like a month ago or so.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah,
I mean,
cancer.
not glad that he died.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
I did not
yeah.
know that.
What
Joe
great
was
news.
a great guy.
Fantastic guy.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Super interesting, hilarious, quite a career.
Good business
Yep.
too.
Like, yeah. But so it's at the Parkway Theater, Wednesday, October 15th. It's Jody Maruska, Jethro Trogo, Jesse the Shrink, Linda Ahrens, and myself. And it's a different type of comedy show. It's stand-up comedy meets group therapy, because Jesse's an actual therapist.
Yo,
So
he definitely is.
We're all kind of covering the things that are our midlife crisis moments right now.
That's
I like the fact that I bring a psychiatrist and a cop in for a show. I want to.
Yeah.
He's talking about that. He loves it.
Oh,
He's like, it's always so interesting. And
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very lucky because people like that want to come in and do the show, like
Yeah.
come in and do the show. I love that about doing podcasting. I've been approached about getting back into radio. What do you think of that?
Yes. Do
Can
it.
I do that?
Just go have fun, man.
I know, but it's like,
Stacks and wax.
I mean, I would still
Tommy.
do this. I would definitely still do. I did a podcast last 14 years. I was at KQ, didn't I, Andy? Or 12 years. anyway.
This is our 13th year. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so 11, 12 years. But yeah, I don't know. It's
do what you love, man.
I did love
So keep
doing it.
You know, as long
I
as you
did
can
love
do it.
doing it.
That's fun.
Yep.
Just like you.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
you do
do
as
it.
long as
life
you
is
can.
short. Even when it's long.
Why'd you
it's
look
short.
at me when you said that?
He didn't mean it in that way.
So booya looks
Yeah.
real fun.
Yeah.
That looks like a great. I'll never be back on this podcast. I will
You'll
never
definitely be coming back. to the
It's like
podcast.
opening
It'll be like-
it's like
like-
opening at the booyah party
Yeah.
and they just we had a terrible dead moment of silence. All right, yeah,
Yep.
go for it. Make us laugh.
You'll never be banished because you were my next door neighbor, from Long Prairie to
Yeah.
Little
Yes,
Falls.
yeah, we do.
Falls.
Central Minnesota. We got to stick together.
I do love that area up there. I really well.
it's good
the long
people.
Yeah, you're good people.
It's good
We're
people.
doing, we're doing podcast. We are doing the long goodbye.
We
That is
are.
the
We
long
are
goodbye.
we are
We
Long
are.
Prairie,
That is the
Little
long
Falls,
goodbye.
South
Yep.
St. Paul.
One other thing about Long Prairie you need to know:
We do.
the Long Prairie River, at least a part of it, flows north. What do you think of that action?
I did not know that.
Yes, there's a part of the Long Prairie River that flows north.
So it bends back.
Yeah,
It does a slingshot maneuver.
it kind of does the
Interesting.
slingshot maneuver.
That's kind of cool.
But
That's
God, I miss that place. I used to go
Earth.
up there. My aunt Mary Ann, who I adored, she lived to be 92 or something like that. And did you go and see her the last time we did
Yeah.
that?
Melissa was with us too.
Yeah, and she was like 91 or 92.
Something like that. Yeah.
Just a sweetheart. Of
I know
a
we
person.
saw her, and then like what, a week or two later, she died.
She died.
It
like
wasn't
2
long
weeks
after.
later, yeah.
my aunt just flew in from California to have her 75th high school reunion.
Wow.
High school
Last
reunion.
1950.
So
They're all
she's like
93 old ladies.
93, yeah.
And they look. I mean, you look at them, you go, "You're 80."
Amazing.
They look. They're just so young appearing. They're not.
Yeah.
Not a day over
But
80.
I was talking to someone and they were talking about they're older, not their 75th reunion, but they said it's an interesting moment for the class collectively when they realized that the
There is.
location of the reunions shifted from the bar to the senior center.
Yeah.
When it went from, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
we're getting together
Yeah.
and, you know what I mean, we're going to do
Yeah.
dinner and hang out at the bar all night to, well, we're going to do 11 to 2
Yeah.
at the senior center, you know,
You gotta
Right.
be home on time for bed, right?
right?
Okay, so are you eventually going to run for governor?
I have no plans.
We ask him this every
no
time he
plan.
comes in.
But I want him to be the governor. That's why I keep
I know
asking.
a lot of people do, but I
You'd
don't
be
know.
a great governor.
Let's throw an exploration party together and just go meet somewhere and have some drinks. We can have a little comedy. We can talk about it.
It's not a bad
Why
idea.
don't you
see what
run,
people
and then
do.
if you're in danger of winning, you withdraw.
What are you?
There
Well,
you
you
go.
gotta raise money, and you have to do all. You have to file. I mean, it's not just like
That's
I'm running.
true. It's a big
You
thing.
gotta, and
I mean,
you gotta
you,
make a primary, and
you
if you don't have
can
a
just
party,
register and not
You
raise
could
money.
launch your campaign on TikTok.
Oh, go viral. That's all you
TikTok.
need, really.
He goes, yeah, what do you
6
think?
million views. That's every
you are
Minnesota.
getting closer and closer to being my number 2.
I was going to say, you just got to think of
Whoa,
all the
Lieutenant
things that
Governor.
hit. Look at,
I
you
mean,
look on
if he's-
TikTok,
if he's
everything
my
that's
TikTok,
trending,
you know.
and then work those trending items into your video, and you will go.
You know what's great? How,
So
how many
let's
years have
explore
I-
this.
How many
Agreed.
years have I known you?
Me? Oh my God, I don't know.
Many.
A couple dozen. I mean, it
That's
was before
probably
my
12
before
years.
my kids were born. But my wife and I announced at the South Minnesota's Got Talent 19 years ago that we were pregnant. So
God,
Wow.
that was, and I knew you before that. So that's
So 20-ish plus.
because I have never heard you promote whether you're either a Democrat or a Republican. You don't bring that up ever.
I don't. There isn't. I'm not.
That's true.
Well, you can't be in some cities,
But
right?
but I mean, I'm not. I've never been a political. I've never joined a party.
See, I think that's great. This guy should be the next governor, right here.
Thanks. I
Have we ever
appreciate
had an independent governor?
Jesse?
Jesse,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. He was independent, wasn't
Shocked the world. Shocked the world.
And
I
he-
saw a
he?
video
I think
of
he
him.
scared Minnesotans away from independent governors for a while.
Yeah. Well,
He and I
maybe.
do not exactly get along anymore. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
Oh God, he is a whack.
He doesn't
job.
seem to get
He's-
along with a whole lot of
He
people.
didn't get
these
along with
days.
anybody.
you know what? At the end of the day, Stanley Hubbard told me this a long time ago
Stanley.
about people in you, me, him, and Jesse Ventura. He's an entertainer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very
And
true.
his personal views will flow by the way of the wind side, by what's trending on TikTok or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he's there to entertain people and be bigger than life, and
He and
all
I
of
used to
those
be
things.
really, really good friends. We were.
Till
Matter
it
of
got
fact,
to his head that he's a big deal.
well, that kind of
Mhm.
was what the deal was. But I just to this day, because he lived about a mile and a half from us. We lived up in on the farm up there
Dayton?
back in
Dayton, yep.
Dayton, and we got along. The day he turned on me because he didn't believe me, Dave Hamilton said, "I know that you and Jesse are friends, but I don't want you going over there and hosting his inauguration dinner or any of that stuff. I said, well, that's up to you. I don't care one way or another. I told Jesse, and he has not spoken to me since.
Because you wouldn't support him in a dinner?
Yeah.
Huh, that's too bad.
I'm like, Jesse, I was coming, but the station does not want me. That's why, to tell you the truth, at the end of my
Now
story,
have him on. This would be a great one.
I
This
should
is
have him
one
on.
of those ones where it's like, what are we doing? Bury the hatchet. What the hell? Let's
well,
go.
they say,
Bring
we
a
shocked
doobie.
the world.
Bring a doobie over. We'll smoke one and talk about pain. You know, or
I count
whatever he
on you
does.
for that. So.
All right, I'll oh, even
All right, so
the doobies.
run
I got
for-
none of that, but I'll reach out to
Run
him.
for governor.
Like I said, let's
You
have
must.
an exploratory
Exploratory. We can do
dinner
some
or something or some
It'd
meeting.
Be you and a very smart woman. Be a smart guy and a smart woman.
See, he's on the list.
Oh, that's right. He's gonna.
I know,
but-
it's got awkward. It's getting,
It did-
see,
It's getting
I should
awkward
have
now.
never looked at him with that aging comment. See, now
Is there a
Tom
number
is going to
3?
destroy my career.
Wait,
Yeah,
look,
number 3.
I'll say this. If it ever happens, there's a place in the cabinet for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
You too.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I want to be like what, the minister of laughs.
I
Well,
got to be
yeah,
honest with you.
Every
though.
governor could have a jester.
I'll go out and do it. I'll do
The
a
court
tight
jester,
5 before
yeah.
any big bad news has to come
Yeah.
out.
There you go.
You know, soften the blow.
Not a
There
bad
you
idea.
go. Do you have to leave an opening between Tim Walz and you? Do you want to be right after Tim Walz? You want to leave an opening so people are.
I'm not. It's not on my trajectory. I don't think so. I haven't ever thought
All
about
right. Well,
who it would be behind and whatever. I mean, it's for me, and it's like
we can work it out.
your world, timing. It's all
Mm.
timing. Timing
Yeah,
is
it is
everything.
timing,
The
isn't
time for the joke, the timing of the joke, the time you come back, what you follow up with it. Just like this, when I ran for office, it was all about timing. So
The thing that's interesting about Tim Walz, and I haven't spent a lot of time, I've never talked to him or any of that kind of stuff. People do not like him. I don't know what he's got going there. I don't pay much attention to political speeches and all that stuff. They do not like him.
after a while, you like you say, you get people.
Well, I think that's also. I mean, I think there's also a lot of people that do like him.
Are there?
Oh yeah,
know.
for
I
sure,
have not met
absolutely.
one yet.
Well, I guess we'll find out next year, right?
Right, that's where you find out. But I think you said, like you said,
But I think it's
you always have a skeleton, or you always got something in your thing.
No one's
after.
perfect.
Right.
But I think it's the culture of social media.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no
Where-
question.
agreed.
It's the loudest wins.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not who's right
Right,
or who's got the most valid point. It's who's the loudest.
right.
And that's what's also like, because you're talking about earlier, like how no one really talked about politics the way they do now.
Not when I was a kid.
Yeah.
no.
I think a lot of it is social media and TV and that.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has this viewpoint that their opinion is the most important opinion
Yep.
in the room at all times.
Yeah, that is how the world is now. What I have to say is far more important than any of you.
And it's
That's
not
bizarre.
With that, the art of discussion has been lost.
Yep, I agree. All right, he's got to
I
get
gotta
home.
go.
Gotta
Yeah,
go.
I gotta.
He's gotta
It's been
go.
long.
That's 12:20.
Oh my gosh.
12, it was 2 hours. My
Bonus
God. Well, you
bonus
don't even-
content.
Thank you.
We don't
Bonus
even have a
content.
Patreon or anything like that.
All right, you both have to come back.
We will.
I like it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Got a picture in my pocket reminds me of this one was before. Every time I hear the singing reminds me how you talk in my door.